Yo, Todd here, Center Valley Customs. Welcome back if you're back. Welcome if you're not. If you haven't already noticed, I've got a couple of track hawks, as I'd like to call them, sitting in the garage here. I've owned these for 6-7 years. Last few years we haven't really had any snow, so they've literally just been sitting in the barn. Haven't thought about them, haven't looked at them, haven't touched them, nothing. This year we got a fair amount of snow. And tomorrow is Friendsgiving, which is where friends come over, they mess up your house, eat all your food, drink all your beer. It's a great time when it's somewhere else. But my friends' kids are getting bigger. And I was thinking it'd be a good time to get the old snowmobiles going, pull them behind on a sled, try to kill them like my dad used to do to me. Should probably look into my homeowners. Might need it. Anyway, we need to get these things going. Before we do that, if you watched my last video on the Ford Custom 500, or is it just Ford Custom? I don't know. The Ford with the 289 in it. I couldn't get it going. After not getting it running, and then I tried getting it running for a couple weeks after putting that video out, I finally did a compression test. Here's the results. Cylinder 1, 50 psi. Cylinder 2, 75. Cylinder 3, 70. Cylinder 4, nada. 5, 95. Now we're getting somewheres. 6, nothing. 7, 90. 8, 75. That's why it wouldn't run. No compression. However, I do appreciate the people that commented and told me to clean the spark plugs, because I never would have thought of that. So, show you what I got, and we'll get started. So what we have here are a couple Arcticat Jag 440's. This one is a 90, that one's a 89. It is a deluxe model, which I don't know what the difference is, besides that one has hand warmers and this one doesn't. But I think Taylor and I actually might have went halves on these. They're just beater sleds. I would be surprised if we spent more than 300 bucks a piece on these. Actually, I think this one we might have got for free. I can't remember exactly. But we would just beat them around. The only real issue we ever had with them was they were a pain to get running. Once they would run, they ran great. But getting them started, we'd always have to spray starting fluid, or, oh, sorry about the decal there. I'm not taking those off. But we would spray starting fluid in them, carb clean, whatever to get them going. Once they run great. I think I figured that out, and I'll talk about that later. I did throw the old Jag on here. Hell yeah. The other thing we have done with these is we are going to have to get the gas out of here. Stuffed a hunk of PVC in here because the top of the tank, where the neck is, would crack. And it leaks. But that's just our quick, easy fix there. That's pretty much it. These things literally probably need nothing more than a carb clean and new fuel. So that's kind of the plan. This video wasn't planned. I just kind of thought about doing this today, and I figured if I'm doing it, might as well record it. I'll probably do something stupid. I already almost cut my finger off. My wife got me all bandaged up. Probably need stitches. Not happening. Electrical tape will do the job. So let's start with this one, seeing as I actually did already start on it, and go from there. So the engines between these two machines are exactly the same. They are Suzuki powered. It's a fan cooled engine. It's oil injected, and it's only got one carb on it. I did already clean that carb for a couple different reasons. A, I got to do 2, so you don't want to see me do 2. B, I'm trying to hurry this up and see which is most important. I don't want to look like an idiot when I do that one. So that's all cleaned up, ready to rock and roll. However, I do want to go after this fuel pump, which I think is related to our starting issue. So let's start with that. So a handful of years ago, whenever we stopped riding these things, I went ahead and I bought a bunch of these fuel pumps. They're super cheap. You can get them for like 15 bucks or something. the OEM ones are definitely better. So if you got the money and you want to buy an OEM one, I'd recommend you do that. There's only 2 bolts or studs that hold them on, and 3 lines, one that comes from your tank, one that goes to your carb, and what I think would be probably the most important is the pulse signal that comes from the crankcase. A lot of times, if you can't get 2 strokes running, you probably have bad crank seals and you're not getting the vacuum you need to activate your pump. This case, I don't believe that's the case. I think it's actually something I may have done not thinking about it, and that is I used regular fuel line. The walls on regular fuel line are not solid enough, so every time you get a pulse, it sucks the walls in instead of activating the pump. I think that may be my issue based on the little itty bitty testing I was doing off camera. So I do have some other fuel line that is thicker wall, and hopefully will solve my problem. So I'm gonna get these 2 nuts off of here, replace this, and hopefully we will be on our merry way. Hopefully. So there is the old one, and this is actually a Mikuni, which I really probably shouldn't be taking off of here, but I am. So this just goes right down here. Just make sure you put your lines on the right way and don't have it flipped around. Otherwise it ain't gonna work for you. Okay, so I'm gonna take my line for my vacuum first and not worry about these, because these don't really matter that much at this moment. Unfortunately, this stuff is not that flexible. So hopefully I can make the loops. And this is probably the wrong size. A little tight. Okay, so now I need to try to snake that onto there. Come on, get on there. Get on there. Get on there. Okay. On. So now take my one from my tank, put that on the bottom, I'm going to cut that shorter too. I am reusing the old fuel line because it's actually not bad. I probably already replaced this at one time. Slice this off here too also. Throw that on there. And bam, we should be good to go. Before I go and try pulling that machine over, we need to drain the gas out of that. I don't want to pump just a bunch of bad gas up. So we're going to switch to this machine. I'm going to pull this carb off, clean it, and reinstall it. So I'm going to pull the slide out first. Not that there's any particular order you need to do this, but pull the slide out. Looks fine. Looks alright. The other carb was actually surprisingly clean. The Pilot Jet had a little bit of stuff in it, but honestly that could have came from when I just pulled it apart. Oh boy, this line is on there. Okay. I don't have anything to cut it with. Holy Jesus, Lord have mercy. I'll cut this off with a razor blade. Maybe I shouldn't. Okay. Choke. Looks fine. Screwdriver. Don't have one. Pull this clamp off of here. Now this boot has a whole bunch of electrical tape around it. I did not do this. I probably will do it, but I did not do this. Maybe I did do it. I don't remember. Wow, that boot's junk. I should order a couple because that one was torn too. Oh wow. Yeah, that's junk. And I'm going to pull this boot out of here by just getting this out of here. Oh, that boot is junk. Yeah, that thing is all tore up. Cut all the way down. This is all split. It's split right at this grommet piece. That thing's junk. Okay. And that air box is filled with crap too. So I'll have to vacuum that out. These come off kind of hard. Okay. Carbs out. Take it apart. Throw it in the ultrasonic. Get her cleaned up. First thing I'm going to do is take the razor blade I cut my thumb in half with and cut this gas line off. My thumb is actually bleeding through my electrical tape, if you can figure that one out. Okay, that's gone. We'll pull these bottom screws out. Clean up my carb cleaning paper here quick. There we go. I do not have rebuild kits, so we need to save the gaskets. Do not want those going bad. Try to pull these hoses off here quick. I got them wrapped on here kind of weird. Okay, give this the old knock. And, gosh, besides for way on the bottom, that thing is spotless. Beautiful. That's what we want to see. Yeah, a little bit of crud there. So, can't complain about that. Really can't. Now, if we can get this gasket off without ruining it. I almost just want to leave this alone. I'm going to do that. I'm just going to pull this, I don't know what you want to call this, drain. I think you can actually take this out and change your jets without pulling the whole carb off. I might just pull this off Throw that in the ultrasonic cleaner. It's got an O-ring on it. I'll just throw that piece in there. We will not clean this. Leave that gasket intact. Okay, pull the main jet out. That one has a washer on it, the other one didn't. Clean. Say 61. 61. Pull the pilot out, if I can find a screwdriver. I literally just did this. I had every tool I needed up here. Got it. Pilot. I can see through it. So that should be okay. Take this one pin out that holds your, I don't know what you call this piece, but floats that go against the needle and seat. Get the dust and crap out of my, ouch, out of my finger. Be careful if these pins are stuck. You do not want to beat on this because you can break these studs off, or whatever, these standoffs. You can break them off. I know a guy that did it, and you know what he did to fix it? JB welded it. And he said it worked just fine. I believe it. Take this off. God, that looks clean. Blow out our... That looks brand new. Literally. It's shiny. What in the world? Like, literally, this thing looks brand new. I should really just put it back together and not even touch it. Where'd my other screwdriver go? Pull the seat out. It's got a gasket on it, don't lose it. Throw that in the ultrasonic. Okay, now it's just the idle screw. I'm going to turn it in, count the turns, and then when I put it back together, do the same. Half, 1, 1.5. Perfect. Sometimes these have a little cork gasket. Sometimes they have an O-ring. Sometimes they have nothing. Sometimes they have nothing. And then we have our idle. Do the same thing. Half, 1, half, 1.5 out. Seems. The other one was like 3. But this is a different carb. This is not a Mikuni. The other one was a Mikuni. Oh, this is a Mikuni. It is a little different though. Maybe not. It's dirty, but okay. I'm gonna throw this whole thing in the ultrasonic for a half hour or so. It's already been running, so it's up to temperature already, which is nice. Just throw all this in here, and we'll put it back together in about a half hour. I'm not going to put the seat needle, in there, just because I'm worried that whatever chemicals I have in there will eat it. I don't want that to happen. So, see you in about a half hour. Alright, I just got this out of the ultrasonic cleaner. I'm just going to blow all the orifices out. anywhere I can. Okay, now that that's all clean, we can start reassembling this. I'm going to start with the main jet. No reason, just because it's right there. I don't know why this one has a washer or the other one didn't. Throw our seat in here with a gasket. Pilot jet dropped in there. Okay. Drop our needle in here. Let's make sure it's not dirty. Drop that in there. This goes on here. I don't remember which way the pin goes in. I don't know that it necessarily matters, but normally it's got like a little press fit in it. Come on, you can do it. Must have been the right way. Perfect. Okay, that is it for the inside. I like to just double check that this works. Beautiful. Okay, I'll throw this on this way. Weight on that. A couple screws. Okay. Throw our idle, or air mixture I should say, in here. This was 1.5 out from all the way in. Which is pretty standard. Half, 1, half. And this was 2 turns out. 1.5. Doesn't really matter. We can adjust it once we get the machine running. Okay. Half, 1, half. I'm gonna go 2. 3 1/4, whatever. Okay. Cleaned up. Ready to get thrown back in. On the other machine, I put this boot in first. I don't know if you have to, but that's what worked well. Although this boot is all tore up, so I don't think it really matters. But getting it in is kind of a pain. Just get one side started and then follow it around with a screwdriver. Or your hand. Then I just stuff this in here. Oh. Something like so. Okay. You should be able to turn this, but this one's all ripped to hell, so which I do need it turned. Shit. Oh, there it went. Okay. That's better. There's a little groove on the top here that lines up with the carburetor. So now we just stuff this in here. Which goes in tight. Oh boy. Nothing. Come on. Well, you dirty dog. There it went. Okay. Get this boot around here. Owie. There, something like that. Okay. Okay, put our choke in, wherever it is. Choke, oh, there. Should probably make sure it works. Okay, good. Okay, slide, 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 slide. Come on. Come on now. There it went. Ah, you bastard. Should just easily go in there. Shouldn't be such a pain in the ass. There it went. Oh, there she really went. Good or bad, I don't know. Okay. Hand tight's good enough, but I like to give her just a little extra. Fuel line. I did put all brand new fuel line on here. Actually, while I was cleaning the carbs, while the carb was in the ultrasonic, I sucked all this out, sucked all that out. Just a real quick once over, nothing too crazy, but this intake was packed full of rat's nest. Okay, nice. Now we gotta get the fuel out of the tank. Wonderful. Well, what we have here is my fuel pumping apparatus. It is a fuel pump. It's like a cookie clack style, puts out 15 psi, whatever. I got that running into a 5-gallon bucket. I would not recommend using a 5-gallon bucket. You should use gas cans, but all my gas cans have gas in them, so I got nothing. I'll dispose of this later properly. The hose going into my tank, I zip tied a insulation support rod to it so that it doesn't curl up underneath. It's stupid, but it works. So get yourself a couple vice grips and put your wires on here, and she pumps. And it's nasty. Some of that gas is from the other machine, but yeah, it's pretty dark. Not great. I also have my floor jack over there tipping this so that I make sure I get it all. But oh boy. Yeah, I'll just let her go for a while and get all the gas out. Alright, I put gas in both sleds. I did pull on this one until I got gas up to the carb, so that's great already because I struggled with that before. I took the plugs out, I gave them a ride on the wire wheel. Should run. Should run. So I'm going to yank on this thing and hopefully it fires up. I'm going to put my mic over here because otherwise it's just going to... Battery died, but here we go. Here we go, baby. Not too happy. Well, I don't know. Alright, that's all I need to see for tonight. One for sure runs. The other one we'll do tomorrow. It is 10 o'clock. I'm sure my wife is probably not having it. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good morning. It's party day. That one we got running last night. I just actually ran it and it doesn't want to idle. Off idle, it's fine. But as soon as you let off the throttle, it'll die. So I'll have to make some adjustments on that one. This one, I did pull on it a little bit this morning, and I'm having the same problem we've always had, where if the lines are completely empty, and I pull and pull and pull, it doesn't pull fuel from the tank. I don't know what the issue is with that. I did fill the line going from the tank to the pump and pulled it for a little bit until I got fuel up to the carburetor. So I'm hoping once it starts running, it'll start sucking, and then once we have fuel in the lines, maybe starting it will be easier. I don't know. If you've had this issue before or you know what's going on, comment and let me know so that I can get this fixed. But we're going to yank on it and see if we can get her fired. Oh, would probably help if that was up. Go, baby. I don't think it's getting fuel up to the carb. Wow, that stinks. I'm worried the bowl or the float's stuck or something. Should not be taking all that in. Oh, now it's stopping. Well, it's leaking now. God damn it. Let's just try it. Maybe it's not leaking. I don't know. Smokes a little. Whew. It looked like gas was starting to come up. So I just did a little research, and there is a fuel pickup that goes from this bung inside the tank. I assume there was, but I didn't want to twist on this and snap this plastic, but it actually comes out extremely easy. So there should be a line on the end of this, and hopefully we find like a crack or a break or something. That ain't gonna pick up fuel. That would be our problem. Fantastic. All right, well, that's an easy fix. At least I can just throw a different line on here. I don't know how long it needs to be, but that is definitely our problem. Sweet, 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 sweet. There's supposed to be a little filter that goes on the end of this, and that's stuck in the bottom of the tank. I can't get it out. So what I'm going to have to do is just throw this line on there and thread it in. Now, I don't know which way this is going to end up, and I'd prefer it this way because, you know, that goes to the bottom. So I threaded this all the way in, and I marked one of the flats black. So I'm going to put this on so that when that flat is upright, use my good hand. When that flat's upright, it should be angled down. Hopefully that'll be good enough. And then I'm going to have to put a fuel filter between the pump and this outlet. I don't have one, so I'm going to have to try to use an old one. I don't know. But this should fix our problem. Now this is plastic, so I don't want to strip it out. So I'm just going to snug it more or less. Okay, that should be good. Get rid of this temporary old fuel pump and plug it in the way I had it. Oh yeah, I was going to put a fuel filter on here. Maybe I won't. I probably should. Okay, let's see if she picks up fuel. I should have checked that from the get-go. I kind of feel stupid. Thought about it, and I didn't do it. Whenever I think about doing something and I don't do it, I ended up just going right back and doing it. Oh yeah, we're getting fuel now, boys. All right. That was definitely the problem. And we're good to go now. All right, I should move back to this one, but I do have to do something else for my wife. Or I could ride this. Yeah. Well, yesterday at the party, the sleds ran surprisingly well. This one, however, did get a little damage, if you can't tell. Somebody may or may not have jumped it 3 or 4 times and blowed the old shock tower right out of her. That shock there should look like that shock, but it doesn't. And that probably shouldn't be like that either. Oh well. It's all in good fun. Well worth it. Also, on this one, the track is rubbing the tunnel. Probably because of that not being mounted to that. Just a hunch. I don't know. Whatever. Yeah, like I said, they ran pretty damn well. Unfortunately, this was the only one I could get running this morning. I actually had to pull the slide out of the carb because moisture got in there and formed ice, and then the slide wouldn't work. The other one, well, I couldn't get it running, and I don't have the patience today to get it running because I don't feel the best. I'll let you put 2 and 2 together on that one. But yeah, it was fun. I'd love to do like a cheap sled challenge. Get a bunch of cheap sleds and go on a little trail ride and see which one lasts. You can pick these sleds up for like a couple $100, $300 a piece, and when you're on the trail and they break down, you just leave them there and go buy another one. Simple as that. It's all in good fun. But like I said, I just wanted to get these running again because they haven't ran the last few years. And well, this one's running. The other one, I'll look at it another day. But as of for today, for the rest of the day, I'm gonna relax, edit a video, watch the Packers beat the Broncos, hopefully, and just chill out. I'm beat. I'm cold, and I feel like crap. So, like, comment, subscribe if you like this content, and catch you on the next one.